Alrighty, in the previous video I said something, we're going to do it. So let's go ahead and make it so when we click on our, I was going to say something inappropriate. When we click on it, it shows the shopkeeper's inventory over here. So we currently know that we have the inventory because we are printing it out right here for testing. So now we just need to, well, fill that up. So let's go to our shopkeeper. We have our interact. What we want to do is call a function here. So we need to kind of think about this. So we're currently calling the, I'm not this blind. We want to, let's see. We might have to just go through and probably create a custom event for this to make it simpler as to when we go to view the shop. So, but I also want to go ahead and add it for the time being to that specific inventory. So I think we're just going to add it to the inventory when we press E, and then we can work on adding it as a shop kind of later on, if that makes sense. So we want to add these in bulk, which means we're going to be passing around just an array to an event. That event is going to open up the shop. It's going to clear any data that's inside that shop inventory and add all of the new data to it. So we want to create a new, let's do a blueprint implementable event. So we want a U function. Again, it's going to be blueprint implementable event. It's going to be void. Let's do open shop. And we want a T array of F item data. When we want to just take that entire thing in by reference, I think we can do that. I'm not entirely sure with U functions. We'll see. And let's just do items. And then we want to pass in a, well, no, if we're just opening the shop, we don't need to do any of that. So we just want to call open shop. So in our shopkeeper.cpp, let's close this on down. Let's do if character, open shop, and we want to pass in items. So we're passing in our own, our shopkeeper's items. Go ahead and recompile and relaunch. Then let's go ahead and we don't need to open that up, but we want to open up our character. So let's search for open shop. What do we call it? I'm deaf. Open shop. Yeah, we should have an event for open shop. But we have open level. Let's search for shop. Okay, open shop. Why is it not appearing? Did I forget to do something? Blueprint implementable event. Alrighty. Let me do another test real quick. Void test. And see if that appears. Make sure nothing's wrong. Alrighty, let's search for test, and there it is. So my guess is it is not like that we're trying to pass in a parameter by reference. So we're probably going to have to just pass it in by copy, of course, but it's not all that bad because the information is contained into a single struct. So it's not that bad. We don't have to really worry too much about it. So let's go ahead and again, recompile and relaunch. Alrighty, so that's throwing a fit. So maybe it's kind of like with RPCs where it needs to be a constant reference. Let's see if that fixes the compilation issue. Or is it still going to throw a fit? Okay, so that seems to be the reason why. It's good to know. It's random things like that that don't give you any warning as to what the actual issue is, but it's still there. Anyhow, let's go ahead and relaunch and open back up our character here and search for open shop. And now it shows up and we have our array of items. So what we want to do is grab our UI and grab the inventory. And now we need to make a way to, well, add a bunch of items. So we have a single of add item. So in theory, we could loop through them all and add it that way. Oh, that was a heck of a hiccup. That actually really hurt. Anyways, we could do it that way, or realistically, that's kind of what's going to be happening anyways. So I'd kind of like to keep it out of my character. So what I'm going to do instead is open up the shop widget. Go to the event graph, and let's just create a new function and call it add shop items. And I want it to take in an array of item data. Let's just call it items for the time being. And what I want to do in here is, what do you call it? Trying to think, my brain's turned off. I want to clear the current inventory out. So let's grab our shop inventory. And we would probably help. Let's go ahead and open that as well. So let's go to our w_inventory. We have remove item. Let's do another function and call it clear items. So what clear item is going to do is we're going to, well, obviously that's a little excessive, but we're going to grab the total number of items, set it to 0. And are we even using column and row anymore? Yes, we are. So we want to set pretty much everything back to its initial state, so to speak. So where we call fill default, for example, we want to go through. That'll clear out current row, current column, all that kind of stuff. So that's not a problem. So we just want to remove all the items from our grid inventory test. So we're just going to clear that. Let's go to clear items, grab our grid inventory test. Let's do clear children. Remove all the child widgets from it. And let's call, what was it? Fill default. All right, cool. Don't let me call that function. I didn't want to anyways. So there's our clear items function. So now we can just call that. So clear items. And then we can do a for each loop on the passed in array and call add item like so. So now we just call, or what was it? Fill, it was something with the shop. I can't remember what the name was. Add shop items. And pass in the array. So let's compile and save all. Whoops, I wanted to save all, not current. Need to get into the habit of that hotkey, so we press play. I press E, open up the inventory, and nothing is there. So let's check out the log. See if anything appears. And did I comment that out? Yes, I did. I left that commented out like an idiot. So let's make sure, well, hopefully hot reload works. Try it again, press E, press I, and here we have our shop's inventory. So I click, and as you can see, we have the only issue of it adding health and all that kind of stuff, and it's not using the item. But as you can see, it's taking effect. So we don't want that to happen. But we do want to, pretty much what we're going to be doing is modifying the use function. So if, for example, it is a shop item, we don't want to consume it. We want to transfer it to our own inventory and retract it or remove that value from the shop's inventory. So we are good to go there. We are able to view our, the character's inventory whenever we need to. Now we just need to make it open the shop when we do this. So let's move you over there, go from the UI. Let's go to inventory. So we're going to view the inventory and simultaneously fill it. So now, was it Control Shift S? Yes, it was. We press E. It opens the shop inventory along with our own. So I can, pick up whatever I want to on my gold. Here's our own items we can use freely and all that kind of fun stuff. And there's the shop items like that. So now we just need to set up the transfer. And again, I don't think it was this video. I think it was the previous video. I discussed kind of the way we want to do that. So it should be pretty simple for us to go through and do. So anyhow, that is going to be it for this video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon down in the description below, where I have a team deathmatch series just for Patrons, as well as you get early access to pretty much all of my videos, such as this one. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to join my Discord. That's also linked down below, and I'll try to help you out. So, I'll see you in the next video.